Cari amici sportivi, welcome to yet another edition of Red Card Weekly, here where we mostly speak about Serie A soccer, a bit of Premiership, a bit of European, and yes, we're not professionals, nor do we pretend to be. I'd like to introduce first to my right, Steve. Now I don't know who I hate more, Napoli, Mazzarri, or Allegri. Polillo? I am Vince. I couldn't be happier that my team now is in third place. Tavernese? And to my left, Francis. Stramaccioni and Moratti called the Pope for help, and then he quit. Colo Giacomo. Everybody says because he's got bad health things, because it's because your team asked for help. Let's see what happened today. So guys, it's been quite an interesting week in Serie A. Let's take you through some scores first and foremost. So we got Fiorentina 4, Inter 1, Catania 1, Bologna 0, Genoa 1, Udinese 0, Napoli-Sampdoria 0-0, Pescara 0, Cagliari 2, Torino 2, Atalanta 1, Chievo-Palermo 1-1, Roma 1, Juventus 0, and Milan 2, Parma 1. And guys, we do have tomorrow's game, because Serie A likes to have these Monday night games. Siena at home hosting Lazio.
And yes, my cousin Louis has said, guys, please stop talking about Roma, but I'm sure you did not expect the performance that Roma put on the field against Juventus. Big win for Roma, 1-0, and this is the Roma that people want to see. All the neutrals love to see Roma play the way they played today. They're very entertaining, and let me tell you, Juve looked bad in the second half, especially for a period of 30 minutes where Roma was all over them.
They weren't the Juventus we're accustomed to see. I actually had Joe B, one of our followers, here this week, and I told him, I go, this is the right time for Roma. I go, if I would have to put money on the game, I would definitely put Roma because it's the right time. Juventus coming off a couple of games there within 7 days. So, but no, Roma, you know what, deserved to win. Steve?
Roma was fantastic. The first half, I have to say, watching the game, it looked like it was a bit sloppy. Both teams, a lot of sloppy play, chopping, fouls. There was not a lot of rhythm. But then in the second half, guys, let's be honest. That's the Roma, like Francis said, that everybody wants to see. Marquinhos, who didn't play against in the Zeman period of time,
because he was in Greek.
Probably because he was a horse down those flanks there, and guys, Juve, I have to say, let's face it, they did look a bit tired.
No, but it looks really tired.
But it's not an excuse.
It's not an excuse, okay? Enough with these excuses of, and I know we're going to elaborate it, we're tired and this and that. This is a professional soccer team. You have quasi two rosters playing for you. You need to deal with that. That's what the coaches get paid for. And no, Juventus did not get robbed. Roma played well, right? Yes, it was sloppy. Yes, okay, the Totti foul on Pirlo was not nice. Obviously, I don't think it was intentional.
Totti would never Pirlo purpose.
A merited yellow card. And you guys saw after even Pirlo was very sloppy with his fouls too. He took a couple of them on top.
But guys, this is the difference between Juve last year and this year. That this year they're playing in Europe. They have to rotate the lineup. Conte made more changes. He only made two switches. Asamoah came on and Pogba came on. You think some other players should have came on instead of Matri? Pirlo looked really tired. Worst game I've seen Pirlo in a long time.
Let's bring out the obvious. That one of those two changes was just because Marquinhos was suspended. Because or else Marquinhos was going to be on the field.
Sure.
These players, we've said it week in and week out, they cannot continue to play this much soccer. That's why these teams like Juve spend money for, like Vince said, a second roster to come in. There had to be some switches there. I know it's against Roma, so Pirlo maybe you're not going to make that switch, but Liechtensteiner down the wings,
he got neutralized.
Yeah, you know that he gives his all. Vidal too as well. You've survived other games without them. Against a Roma team that you know was going to run at you, you should have put on some fresh legs.
You had Quagliarella, you had Jovinko that didn't start the Champions League, and you know what, Lasok, Anelka, why didn't you make them start? Play a half, stuff like that, you know, but I'm not a coach, these are just things that I see, but for him to come out and complain that fatigue is the cause that we lost, no.
Maybe, but he should have made the adjustment.
Chapeau to Caceres, Martin Caceres, that came out and said there's absolutely no excuse to our loss.
But this week, guys, credit to Osvaldo that played a fantastic game. He was heavy on the Juve defense. His movement was good.
Yeah.
He was full of running. Credit to Osvaldo, and Lamela had a good game also.
And also, we have another viewer of Red Card Weekly, Stecklenburg, guys. What a save on the free kick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
let's face it, he made the saves that he had to make to keep Juve in the game, because if Roma goes down 1-0, you know what's going to happen.
Stekelenburg watches red card.
Now he does.
And guys, just to finish, Totti scored a fantastic goal. If
98
Roma builds a new stadium, they better put a statue of Totti outside on the grounds of the stadium.
Or name the stadium.
C'è solo un capitano. Yeah, they need to put a statue.
Long live the King of Rome.
Yo.
Guys, elsewhere, Milan keeps on going on their run. They beat Parma 2-1. Again, not playing great soccer, a little fortunate,
Madonna.
but they're in third place.
We're in third place. Lazio coming out. Let's say
Yeah.
Lazio not playing, but yeah, the first half we didn't play very well. Steve's favorite Lumberjacks in midfield.
Guys, I can't take it anymore. I was at work, unfortunately. I have to work because Red Card Weekly, the pays are not coming in. So I follow the game on Gazzetta dello Sport, where it's very interesting and very detailed. But the nerves that I got as soon as I saw the lineup and they show you where they're placing everybody, Mr. Allegri again decides to put Boateng up front, where obviously it's not for him. As you saw, he got subbed off.
But
The Lumberjack midfield, okay,
Yes.
would have looked much, much nicer if it would have been Montolivo, Boateng, and whoever you want to put. Flamini, Suli Montari, Nocerino, anybody. It doesn't matter.
But Boateng did not play a bad game. Standing ovations on his way out. All of his kicks, for once, were on target. Excuse me.
He didn't get a standing ovation.
He played
I just want to support him and give him a tap in the back.
for a guy playing up front where he was getting used to midfield. Who else are we going to put up there? What were options? El Shaarawy is a bit hurt, but needed to rest him for Barcelona. What else are you going to do? You're going to put Montari as a winger?
No. Anyways, talking about Barcelona now. Balotelli's been carrying me on his shoulders the past 3 games,
Yes.
playing with the big goals. El Shaarawy not playing great. He's out of form. What do you expect?
Okay, this is
Milan
where
Barcelona
Francis
attack.
is getting at.
Yeah, this I want to talk about.
This is an official bet here on Red Card Weekly. Francis, footballer connoisseur extraordinaire that he
No,
thinks
no.
he is. Aspect.
Almost expert.
Aspect. Just like the bet you lost last year. He says that Milan is going to lose by 5 goals or more by aggregate.
A handful.
And he's putting a bottle of grappa, 1, 2. That me and Steve say, the only thing we've said is, I don't think we're going to get destroyed. That's the only thing we've said, and he's calling us delusional. So, here's the handshake right now. If they win by
Barcelona
5 goals
by
or
5
more,
on aggregate.
you get 2 bottles of grappa. If we win,
Yeah.
2 bottles of grappa. And we're going to drink it on the show, and you're not even going to taste it. So there's the official bet at Forza Milan. Guys, just a quick reminder, next Sunday, 2:45, Milan-Inter. I will be opening up Parkway. You guys are all welcome to come over here. The place is to ourselves. We can scream, yell, fight, and then at the end, obviously hug each other because it's going to be quite the derby.
We'll
Quite
still
the
be
derby.
friends. Yes. And guys, Napoli had a chance
Jesus Christ.
to make ground on Juventus. They tie 0-0 against Sampdoria. What a lackluster performance.
You know, I'm gonna let Steve because he's gonna open up another kind of
Guys, Napoli at home. Last week, they had the pressure on them where Juve already played their game and already picked up the 3 points. This week, we have the other hand, where Juve already played and did not pick up their 3 points. So Napoli had a little less stress. But let's face it, guys, Napoli can't handle this pressure. This pressure, every time it's a game to catch up points against Juve, it's always a lackluster performance. All the players, they look like as if they're confused on the field. Today, I have never seen something like that at the San Paulo. I know that they turn off the crowd noise because I don't even want to know how many swear words were said because I was swearing in my own home. And I don't even go for Napoli. It was terrible. Cavani looked like he was depressed. Hamsik was missing easy 3-foot passes. Pandev didn't start again. I don't know why.
Walter, Pandev is always feeding Cavani. Why is he on the bench, Walter? You know what? Concentrate. Can you do your imitation of Mazzari, please?
I have no idea.
No. Start stripping. No. The jacket comes down, then the tie, then the. Guys, honestly, Napoli, I'm so disappointed because I was really rooting for Napoli. I wanted them to.
But everybody wants Napoli to actually contend Juventus. But every time they have a chance, they don't come through.
It just looked today that Napoli were playing too individual. They were just trying to do too much. Insigne,
Lorenzo Insigne, please. At the beginning of the game, he was dangerous. He was taking guys on and he was giving a dangerous ball. At a certain point, they're going to catch on and they're going to start pressing you. You have to get rid of the ball faster.
Yeah.
Napoli, it doesn't work. Inler and Berani.
Yeah, you know what? That's
it doesn't work.
It doesn't work, Steve.
It doesn't work.
What did they get?
What
Guys?
do you
One
do?
post?
But I'm just saying, they've been playing together the whole season. They're where they're at right now. It's not that they have many more options. I think they're doing pretty well for themselves. I have to give credit. No, I think today is just a matter of Napoli that came out flat. Napoli, if they play flat, forget it. They're not a great team. They need that intensity. They need to pressure. They need to run. They need to attack with speed. They need to counter with speed. Today we're slowing the game down when they had a chance to even counterattack. This was not Napoli.
And this nightmare started on Thursday. We're at home, and I don't even have the excuse to say the subs were playing because they lost 3-0 at home against Victoria Plzen. It was absolutely horrible. I thought they were going to buy themselves back today, but
and that's
speriamo.
And that's why we have 3 spots in Champions League for the Italian team.
Yeah.
Exactly because the way we take care of the Europa League tournament that we get embarrassed like that.
Yeah, that's another topic on its own.
Now, we have to talk about Fiorentina and Inter. And if you're wondering why my hair looks like that, guys, I was pulling my hair left and right. I think I got 10,000 more gray hairs today. I'm left speechless. But to our credit, to Red Card Weekly, every week we defended Fiorentina saying, well, this week they're missing Pizarro. This week they're missing Aquilani. This week they're missing Jovetic. This week everybody was there. And they turned on a nice performance.
Now, I'm going to put this on the table.
Yeah.
Did Fiorentina play fantastic or did Inter play horribly?
I think it was a combination
Yes.
of both.
Yeah.
It's a combination of both.
Fiorentina played well, guys. They dominated that midfield. Totally dominated.
I found Inter, the pressing was not there. I really found that they were given way too much space, Fiorentina, to control the ball, specifically in midfield. And for Jovetic, I'm sorry guys, for Jovetic to take that ball, not even look if there's a defender near him to block him, look at the floor and kick that ball into that top corner.
Now I'm going to tell you what the problem is. When you have the next Roberto Baggio, 18 years old, playing as your defensive mid, what do you expect? With 3 guys in the middle, Kovacic, I'm not saying he won't be a great talent or a great player. First of all, he's no... Did I say that last week? He's not the next Roberto Baggio, because if somebody tells me that, I'm going to get mad. They don't play the same position. And the guy, you see, doesn't have the tactical awareness to be the guy controlling that midfield, especially now with 3 players in midfield.
Definitely.
I wanna just ask Francis a question there. It's because something that I observed. Now, during this game, they obviously lost control of the midfield, so the 4-3-3 wasn't working for them. They tried for so long with the 3-5, whatever you want to do. Stramaccioni, does he have problems switching tactics in the middle of the game? I'm going to answer for you and I'm going to say yes. Because he never does.
He used to, and right now we have no tools to switch the tactics. Guys, the Walter Samuel injury hurt us more than you think. Our back line, with 3 guys, you can't play. If Samuel's not in that back 3, forget it, Inter cannot even attempt a back 3. Okay? So it's not complicated. We're depending on 2 guys that are 35 years old. Milito's hurt for the season. I wanted to cry when I saw Milito getting hurt against Cluj. And now Milito's gone, Samuel's... Guys, the season is scrapped. That's it. That's all.
We do feel bad for Milito because, you know what, Milito is a champion, is a fantastic player, and trying to be unbiased as possible. Who's your backup? Tommaso Rocchi? Who are you going to put there?
There's no options right now, guys. Palacio is not a punta. This guy, he's lost. When he's that front guy, he's lost.
You know what? Put Cassan. No, who else are you going to put?
Even Cassan doesn't have the speed to be that guy. Guys, that's the problem. We have no options. Coutinho's not there. A guy that could have flipped the game. No, we sent him to Liverpool. Oh, by the way, he scored a goal today.
Yeah. Guys, I also want to mention that it's a long time I haven't seen the Inter players' body language so bad.
Yeah, that's
Today
true.
at 1-0 already, the shoulders are being shrugged. Even I think when the change was made, Guarin out and Ricky in, because he doesn't want to be called Alvarez anymore. He's going to try it with the Ricky, but he's still not Inter caliber, let's face it.
He's not Serie A caliber.
He's not Serie A, but he could play.
He could play.
What a Sampdoria, they could fit him in. But with Inter, it's not for him. And I'm sorry, at the beginning of the season, it was the Rossoneri turn to it. We were depressed. But
No,
now
no,
we know
no.
how he feels because this is the Presselville. The derby is going to be very interesting.
But
Very,
the
very
derby,
And
we're talking about it, guys. Inter has to play with a 4-5-1, if not a 4-6-0. Just clog that midfield, because obviously Milan does not have the talent in the midfield to break it. Go there for the draw, get out of there with your head up high, and that's it.
It's okay. Allegri's going to put Ambrosini, Montari, and Nocerino.
That's it. It's gonna balance out. And I just want to say a special thanks to Mr. Mihailovic, the ex-Fiorentina coach, the ex-Inter player, that said Jovetic on a slump. I don't think he's happy. He's having mental problems. Jovetic today pulled a 5-star performance.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Oh, and before we step in, because now we finished our Serie A segment, can you please elaborate to, because you guys know that us three, we like to trash talk each other during the week. Francis, please elaborate to our viewers how you saw this week that some matches were fixed in Serie A.
I didn't say some matches are fixed. I just said there was some questionable.
Please explain to the camera.
The Parma-Milan game. There's
Listen to
something
this.
going on with Milan because everything's going their way. They're getting the calls.
Before you speak, you guys all saw Balotelli's goal on the free kick. Please explain your point of view, Francis.
I'm sure the goalie could have gotten there. Even on the replay, it seems like he's pulling his hand just a little. He didn't look too like, I won't try too hard to save this one. And on the goal, the same guy that scores in his own goal, he also gets a red card. There's just a few questions have been raised. That's all I have to say. Because Milan does not deserve to be in third place. It just seems that everything is going their way by accident.
Notice that...
And it's election time for Berlusconi.
Notice how in the beginning of the year where Milan was losing to Sampdoria and Milan was tying
Oh,
it.
but Steve, I want to tell you
There was
something.
no questionable calls.
Milan right now are not playing better than they were playing back then. They're not.
We're not playing
They're
better.
not.
No,
They're just everything's going their way. They're getting
Thank God for Berlusconi to buy our games.
Okay, I want to talk about Champions League, guys. Juventus went to Celtic. We all said it would be a tough atmosphere to go into. Celtic came out running, blazing, but Juventus played a typical Italian away European performance. 3-0, and they caught a naive Celtic team.
No, they caught a naive country. The whole country was naive. What did you think was going to happen? Irishmen.
They're Scottish.
What do you think was going to
get drunk?
You think Juve was going to come there, Juve, who has 28 Scudetto officially, 30 sul campo, and you think that they were going to make Celtic run all over them just because Celtic was at home?
But I have to admit one thing. I think we're all on the same page that we said at the beginning of the game that Celtic were going to be playing the counter-attack football. Celtic had possession.
Yeah, they were trying to attack.
But you know what? Juventus played it fantastic. And you know what? Lennon, now he's complaining about the rough play of Juventus. Hey, you know what? Lichtsteiner's job was to get under the skin of all these players. Yeah, he was playing rough, Lichtsteiner, but you know what? This is Champions League. He's not red carding anybody.
No.
This is the way you gotta play it. So,
but the coach of Celtic, does he understand his comments though? Gattuso, who was probably one of the toughest players ever to play in Serie A or even touch the football field, he came from Scotland and he said it's a tough place to play. Now, when an Italian team comes, they're not allowed to be tough.
Yeah.
Stop finding excuses. Celtic, unfortunately, that's your place in Europe. You're going to make it every once in a while to the round of 16, and you're going to get kicked out.
Guys, we all had a soft spots for Celtic before this.
Rod Stewart,
No, I'm just saying they beat Barcelona. Yeah, it was a nice romantic story, but I'm truly disgusted with the way Celtic has been acting after this game. I think they really thought they would get a result, considering they feel like they played a fantastic game. They were intense. Yes, I can't take it away from that. But they got caught out by an experienced team, and that's it.
Yeah, and you know what? The Ambrose, I think that was the big error there. Ambrose had just won the African Cup of Nations with Nigeria. And guys, if you pay attention, all 3 goals were his fault. The first goal, I don't know what the hell he was thinking. He was all over the place. He missed a couple of good chances to a header.
But
so
beyond Ambrose, I think the coach who lost the game. Celtic decides to play with a back 3. They've never done that in their lives.
yeah, that's true.
They just thought that we're going to back 3.
Juventus, fair and square, deserved to win that
A
game.
complete opposite performance than
And
what they showed.
talking about rough stuff, Pirlo got killed left and right in that first 20-15 minutes. You think it was part of the game plan?
Of course.
Take him out.
Because that only happens, and I'm going to say it over here, it only happens to players like Pirlo, to players like even Cristiano Ronaldo gets it. But as soon as Messi comes, no one touches Messi.
Take him out.
No.
Take
No
him
one
out.
touches Messi.
I don't want nobody to hurt Messi.
Muntari, take out Messi on Wednesday.
But I'm not saying to take him out at all. But a tackle has to come once in a while.
Guys, PSG Valencia. PSG went to the Mestalla. We're winning 2-0. They gave up a late goal. It's a bit unfortunate. But PSG played a fantastic game.
Yeah.
And Lucas, the Brazilian signing, is turning out to be a hell of a signing.
Oh, you're Mr. Inter signing, that guy there. Lucas, you're talking about?
No.
No, not that one there?
no,
Okay,
No,
sorry.
that's Paulinho.
That's Paulinho.
No, at the beginning when they got the offer for 30 million and they came in with 45 PSG.
I don't know.
Oh, you don't remember that. PSG had played very good, and I just find that whole incident with the red card for Ibra, I think that was a bit too much.
Undeserved.
Totally undeserved.
It's his
It's
reputation.
Tagliavento, Serie A
He
referee remembers,
remembers.
and then obviously Mino Raiola has to come out, and not deserved. The referee should have 4 games. You're an agent. Shut your mouth. Sign those contracts. You have nowhere to speak. No,
Lavezzi and Pastore, just to get away from this stupidity of the red card there, Lavezzi and Pastore were really, really fantastic
Yeah.
there. I don't see them having a problem
if
in
they
the
could
next
only
game.
if they could only do that every game, though. That's
But
Well, they've
I
been
don't
picking
see
it
them
up.
picking it up. So I think it's going to hurt without Ibra. I thought they still won't have a problem, but that's just my personal opinion. But you know, Ibra's Ibra. So.
Guys, the big matchup that everybody was waiting for, Real Madrid against United, 1-1. And guys, I have to admit that this Real Madrid team is I'm a bit disappointed in their style of play. This is a Mourinho-style team of play that like to counter with speed. This is not a typical merengue-style team with a Zidane, Hierro, Redondo, Makele, a team that had class, that would control the pace. It seemed like they're going 100 miles an hour, which was a perfect fit for United, that they're used to playing that style.
Yeah, because honestly, I really thought Madrid was going to come out with the win. And honestly, guys, I think I called this game a 50-50 because Manchester United, even though they didn't have as much possession as Real Madrid, they had many chances.
Van Persie could have put it away a couple of times.
And you know what? Kudos to Manchester United. They didn't walk in scared. A great, fantastic goal by Cristiano Ronaldo. But I think, guys, that this 1-1 score, I don't think it looks good. I think Manchester United is going to take it there, and which I wasn't predicting. I really thought Madrid was going to pass, unless of a big.
Guys, watching the game, I don't remember seeing a Spanish team being involved in a game where there was so many crosses. I felt like every ball, the wing was being exposed at all times, and the cross was coming in. And besides Ronaldo going extra high to pick up that ball, the guys from United, they see that every week. They were just boom, they're going to clear it out, and they're going to.
They never looked like they were under pressure.
They were never under pressure. And trust me, to not pressure an English Premier defense, there's a little bit of a problem.
I think now I get what the Madridista fans are seeing. They're complaining about Mourinho and the style that he's playing, especially the type of players he has. But I just want to finish something. Because now we actually saw Real Madrid against a top team, caliber team.
Other than
Ramos, it's definite. He's not a world-class player, and I don't know what he was doing in that FIFA 11.
No.
He's horrible, he's a liability. And Xabi Alonso, yes, he's a good player, but he's no Pirlo. He
He's
doesn't pass
overrated.
north-south,
He's
he's east-west.
overrated.
Absolutely. And
He's a great defensive midfielder, but not a shadow of himself in the Liverpool years.
Overrated, and the only reason why he gets this praise is because he plays at Real Madrid.
Guys,
And that's half of the problem of why everybody wants to go to Madrid, is because they're going to get this praise. Look at Luka Modric. He made a little cameo.
but they don't appreciate him.
Well, you go pay 40 million for the guy then.
They could buy whatever they want. The government's going to go bail them out once they're bankrupt. So that's it.
That's the problem with La Liga. That's why there's 99 points between Barca and Real Madrid.
97.
Oh, okay.
Guys, can we one last thing?
Yeah.
If Madrid loses, is Mourinho out?
Absolutely.
Yes.
But
Out.
yeah, he might not even finish the end of the year. Actually, if he loses, I think he's out too.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, and
think?
credit to De Gea that silences detractors. I know Stevie's not your favorite goalie.
No, but I have to
He made
admit,
some big
he made
saves.
some big saves.
Very nice.
A little bit of an orthodox save.
Yeah, yeah.
sometimes,
Unorthodox.
But as long as he keeps the ball out, it justifies the how many millions they
What
pay.
are we doing on time there?
Guys, we have 5 minutes left.
All right.
Shakhtar against Dortmund. I thought that Shakhtar was in a good matchup for Dortmund. They went down there. Shakhtar still managed a 2-2 draw. They sold William to Anzi, which is one of their pillars.
But can we sum it up in one sentence? Dortmund does it again. They
Great
just,
result for them on the road.
They get the result done. They come down twice from a goal down. They got the tie, and guys, let's face it, at the Borussia Dortmund arena, the Shakhtar's got no chance. And a little side note, 3 of their fans died on a plane crash on the way to the game, and that to go into the game like that. So a big kudos for them keeping emotions in check at Dortmund.
It seems there's a lot of planes crashing in that part of the world for some reason.
Seriously.
Guys, we'll go with our red cards of the week, Steve.
Red card of the week goes to Napoli. Mazzari, who the whole game I saw him go like this, looking for time. I saw him undressing himself, the tie, the jacket, everything. Mazzari. Per la Madonna.
Walter, we don't know first name.
Please, these games you have to get these guys going. These kids need to get themselves going. Because if you don't pick up these points, right now, this week for you, the whole Serie A flipped on you. Because if Napoli wins, if Lazio wins tomorrow, they're right up your ass, coming for second.
They're fired up. Lazio came back twice, I think.
Twice.
They were losing against Mönchengladbach away with a man down, 3 penalties against them. They tied 3-3.
With who? Freaking Floccari.
Yeah.
And the team spirit at Lazio is very high. It's a solid
Let's
team.
see what tomorrow brings, right?
My red card of the week. This is a suggestion of Anthony Allo that watches our show. My cousin's boyfriend. Larai.
Oh, no, don't.
Why are you showing Sanremo when it's Roma Juve? I don't know to blame. Somebody, if they knew they were showing Sanremo, they could have made a request. Can Juve Roma be played earlier in the morning or something? No. This is outrageous.
If you have to put Roma Juve at 7:30, why can't you play stupid Sanremo on a delay? My father, ci sta 100 milioni di persone. Sanremo is not what it used to be.
I asked my nonna, my wife's nonna, and they both give a crap about Sanremo.
Nobody goes there anymore.
All right, Vince,
My
your
red
red
card of
card
the week to Antonio Conte. Antonio Conte, last week, 10 days ago, complaining about the schedule. We're not going to have enough time to rest and this and that. Antonio Conte, you've known about the schedule for what, 2 months after you drew Celtic, right? And what do the English Premiership teams have to say? That they play the Premiership, the FA Cup, the Carling Cup,
No, it's not Carling Cup, it's Capital One.
Capital One Cup, La Coppa de Staminche, the Community Shield. They have no time off. You know what? Like we were saying, no one to rotate your players, and instead of coming out with every time a freaking excuse, just come out and say, Roma was the better team.
And you know what? It's been like that for the past 10 years for the top teams in Europe, but you haven't been there for the past 10 years, so understand that it's a new thing to them to be involved in Europe.
But his hair looked good during the game.
And there's rumors that Chelsea won it.
Yeah, okay, Chelsea. Abramovich.
Good luck with that. Anyways, guys, big derby next week.
If you guys want to come, we're all going to be here wear your Inter jerseys, your Milan jerseys. We're going to have a great time. We're all going to be here. Remember, the place is closed. It's all to ourselves.
You know what I forgot? The Marinelli brothers, them they love Roma.
Yeah.
Hey, them they must have went mental, huh?
Yeah, really.
I thought so. Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you next week.
Ciao. Bye.